So we were looking at the different types of graphs that we use to display data. And information that we see visually is much easier to analyze because we can kind of look at the data and get a sense of it. And we can infer a lot more information than just looking at some information that's, in just numbers or something like that. So line graphs are a good way to look at data. And this looks at, usually with line graphs, you're looking how two things are related, just like we did with the coordinate geometry. We're looking at how two things are connected together. So in this case, we want to see how much money is given to schools compared to the year. Okay, and we can see the cost of, what cost of something relative to the number of games played or something. So we can see patterns and relationships when we see this. We can see there's an upward trend here for amount of money given to schools. Here there's a cost per game. And we can get rates as well if we have nice linear relationships. The other type of graphs that we use are bar graphs or histograms. So we want to compare some values to each other. These bar graphs are very useful because we can see, different categories here. Here we can have multiple bar graphs for different categories. So we have, team A, B, C. We have different years going on. So we can compare team A to team A to team A. We can compare team B to team B, etc. So here, again, we can see in the different categories, and we can sometimes, if we have the x-axis organized in some ways, we can often see some relationships as well, some distribution relationships. So these are, in particular, what I was just talking about was in frequency graphs. So these are bar graphs where we can see some kind of frequency pattern. So in this case here, we have height and the number of people with those different heights, and we can see that typically this is what a normal distribution should look like. Lots of people in the middle, very few that are really, really tall, very few that are really, really short. So pie charts are another one. And pie charts are ones that we can much easier see proportions better. Visually, we can see right away the soccer is the biggest here. Okay, we can see that this one here is kind of in between these two and the swimming. So we can get a very good sense of proportion when we see pie charts. So that's a really good way of being able to show things when we want to see proportions. So pictographs are just another type of bar graph. They're just kind of a little bit easier way to kind of see them for some people. And we can see that they go up in increments of these different pictures as well. So we can see